Okay, let's unpack this. Today we're doing a deep dive into something huge, global peace, but specifically through the lens of a particular World Peace Treaty proposal.
Exactly. And our main source here is this document, World Peace Treaty Proposal, a vision from Disclosure Eyes 25. So our mission really is to understand this framework. What's this Disclosure Eyes 25 perspective about, and why do they think it's so vital right now?
Yeah, the source really hits the ground running on that. It argues peace isn't simply the lack of war. It says it's actually foundational. Like, you need peace to even begin tackling massive threats. Think climate change, economic instability.
And it pushes back against old security models, right? Saying they're outdated because, well, regional issues just snowball globally now. They call it the ripple effect, which makes sense.
Totally. So what about this Disclosure Eyes 25 perspective? What is that exactly?
Right. Well, the source describes it as mandating radical transparency, confronting, and these are its words, uncomfortable truths about power structures, resource exploitation, and historical injustices. So it connects peace directly to a fundamental shift in global thinking, moving towards ecocentric views,
right,
putting the planet's health first.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's not just politics, it's framed as an ethical and ecological imperative. Really deep stuff.
Yeah, that's a much broader take on peace than usual. And the source lays out some principles based on this, right?
Yeah.
One that really stood out to me was human security first. It seems to prioritize individuals, their safety, their well-being, over, say, state security.
Yes, exactly. And tied to that is demilitarization and a peace economy. The idea is, take the vast sum spent on military stuff and redirect it towards human development. The source even mentions a global peace dividend.
A peace dividend. I like the sound of that.
And then there's preventive peace and root cause resolution. So tackling the sources of conflict, economic gaps, environmental damage before things blow up.
So if you put those together, it sounds like a major shift from just guarding borders to ensuring the well-being of everyone and the planet itself.
That's the core idea, and the source argues it's needed now because, well, we're all interconnected. National solutions alone just don't cut it anymore. Plus, they argue preventive peace is just smarter, more cost-effective and humane than cleaning up after conflicts. Peace as a pragmatic strategy, almost.
Okay, that makes sense pragmatically, but how does this proposal suggest getting buy-in? How do you get everyone on board with such a big shift?
Good question. The source talks about public engagement. Specifically, it floats the concept of a public service announcement, a PSA.
A PSA. Interesting. What would be the goal?
Well, the source says the aim is to distill these big, complex ideas into something emotionally resonant, to build a sense of collective responsibility, and also, crucially, to fight disinformation by promoting responsible journalism and critical media literacy. Public understanding seems key.
And this brings it back to you, the listener, right? Because the proposal isn't about some top-down decree.
Not at all. It envisions global dialogue, collaborative drafting. Public support is framed as absolutely essential. There's a powerful line in there. Quote, political will is often a lagging indicator of public will. So the PSA, the dialogue, it's about building that public will first.
Right. So to kind of recap the vision here, it's a peace treaty aiming for radical transparency, focusing squarely on human and planetary security, and seeing peace as, well, a necessary proactive investment, not just a nice idea.
Precisely. Which leaves us with a final thought drawn from the source material for you to consider. If these huge global challenges, climate, economy, instability, really are all interconnected and feed conflict, like the source suggests, then does achieving genuine, lasting peace mean we have to do more than just stop wars? Does it require fundamentally rethinking our global economy, maybe even our whole relationship with the planet? What stands out to you from this specific vision?